Tiger Woods will break his 3-month silence and apologize for personal transgressions at an appearance today in Florida. Reporters won't be allowed to ask questions. Golf fans, though, and corporate sponsors are awaiting any sign that the world's top-ranked golfer will be returning to the links. But what do you make of all this? Clever PR, honest remorse, or just a foolish gambit? We're joined from Dallas by Jeff Klein, partner at Allred, Mistrss, who has represented sports stars such as Joe Torre and Dave Winfield. Jeff, you've got a lot of experience. Fortunately, perhaps for you, you haven't had to deal with anything quite like this. Tell us what you make of Tiger's strategy.
I don't like it very much, Eric. I think it falls. There are 3 failures. I think it's staged, I think it's spiteful, and I think it's selfish, all of which don't bode well for him. It's staged because it's choreographed. It's not a news conference. There is no news. He could issue a video, and if he's truly just apologizing to the few people who were there, at least where I grew up, you make those apologies in private. It's spiteful because he's doing it running adverse to the Tger tournament, one of his first sponsors. Appearances matter here. Why would you take 4 days of news away from a tournament? It appears like he's looking to get even with him. That's not a good thing. And it's selfish because it takes away from the players and it doesn't show respect for the game. I don't think you'd see Jack Nicklaus doing that or Arnold Palmer doing that. I think he should have more respect for the game. I think that's what people want to see. So I wouldn't have done it this way.
Jeff, why don't you think that he just kind of picks up the golf game where he left off and plays well? Because it seems like that's really what his fans care about.
Absolutely right, Deirdre. I mean, I think one of the things to focus on here is who's your audience. This isn't an apology. It isn't a news conference. It appears to be a check-the-box thing. This is the launch of Tiger 2010. And if he plays good golf, that's what his fans will want. I'm suggesting that if he cares about his image, if he wants to be iconic, like Nicklaus, like Palmer, apologize, show a piece of yourself, put the scandal behind you, and stop acting like you've got something to hide.
Jeff, if Tiger does return to golf, but this kind of thing doesn't win back his fans, will he ever have the kind of sponsorship power as a player, even if he's as good as he ever was, that he did before all of this unraveled?
Absolutely not. There are lots of good athletes. He was in the rarefied air of people who were really special. You watched him and I watched him because he did things other people couldn't. But if you want to be iconic, you've got to connect with people and not just play good golf. You've got to say, I'm sorry. You've got to answer questions. If he answers questions, he'll put this behind him. Show a little bit of humility, a little bit of fragility. Tell people what really went on. Share a little of yourself. People want to forgive. Then they'll turn the corner. If he plays good golf, much will be forgiven. But not everything unless and until he actually steps forward and exposes himself.
Jeff, you know a lot about what goes on behind the scenes in these kinds of situations. Now, I'm going to ask you to speculate because you're not personally involved with Tiger's problems, but who do you think is really making the decisions here? Is it his PR advisors, his lawyers perhaps, or is it Tiger himself who's deciding how to choreograph all of this?
It's not clear who's really deciding this. It appears that the outcome is based on Tiger Inc. and making money. If I were advising him, it should start from him, and he's got to decide what matters inside his heart. He got in this situation because there weren't enough people around him saying, Tiger, you can't do this. You should grow up. You have to pay attention. You can't just play by any rules you want. He needs to take control of the situation. First and foremost, he's got to be in a situation in which he's deciding what's done, not the people that make money off of him. That's where he went wrong before.
So, Jeff, you say, I mean, the public is not as stupid as maybe some public figures would like to believe. Do you think this is just transparent? Look, he needs the money or he wants the money, and that's the sole motivation?
I don't think he needs the money. I don't think that's it. It feels like he doesn't really want to come clean with people. He doesn't want to expose himself. People aren't as foolish, and the public isn't. I think the public is tired of being spun to. I think if you take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, answer questions, and tell people what you're really feeling, tell them why you did this. That's what everybody wants to know. What in the world were you thinking? What do you say to those people who were misled by you? Any effort that runs off script, that's not spun and not by handlers, will be real, and people will start to forgive him, and the healing process will start. That's what he should be doing.
All right. Jeff, thank you very much. That's Jeff Klein, an attorney at Allred and Mistrss, joining us from Dallas on the Tiger Woods story. So much more on that to come up today. Now.